Hello everyone and welcome back to Self-Sufficiency with Johnny Lee. Today I want to deal with one of the most laziest, most recycled accusations thrown at people like me. If you're an atheist, you can't talk about morality. Without God, there is no right and wrong. You see it in my comments. You hear it from Christians, Muslims, everybody who's scared to imagine a world where their holy book isn't the center of the universe. So today I want to answer a simple question. Do you need God to know right from wrong? And I'm going to show you why the answer is no, and why that actually scares religious people more than anything. When a religious person claims atheists have no morality, what they're really saying is, if you don't believe in my God, and you don't believe in my book, then you have no right to say anything is right or wrong. They think morality equals whatever their God commands. If their scripture says, kill the apostate, stone the adulterer, wipe out another tribe, then in their mind, that's moral because God said so. So when I say executing someone for changing their beliefs is evil, or killing in the name of God is wrong, they don't hear a moral argument. They hear blasphemy against their system. And instead of asking, is this actually good for human beings? They ask, did my God approve this? That's the first problem. You see, you don't need a holy book to know this. If everyone can kill whenever they felt like it, society collapses. If stealing is normalized, nobody can trust anybody. If sexually assaulting a woman is tolerated, the most vulnerable people will live in constant terror. You don't need a voice from the clouds to figure that out. You just need empathy, common sense, and the basic desire to live in a world that isn't a constant war zone. Morality in the real world is the agreements that conscious thinking humans make so we can live together without destroying each other. Civilizations long before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam understood murder is dangerous. Theft is destabilizing. Lying destroys trust. Religions came after that and said, oh, well, by the way, our God also says this, so now it's sacred. They didn't invent the idea that hurting people is bad. They attached their God to what humans were already learning the hard way. But they love to say, if you don't believe in objective morality, you can't call anything wrong. No, that's not how this works. I don't need a cosmic scoreboard to know a child starving to death is wrong. A woman being stoned for quote-unquote honor is wrong. Someone being executed for leaving a religion is wrong. Why? Because I understand suffering is real. Consciousness is real. Pain is real. And if your God supposedly approves of such things, I'm allowed to say, then your God is not good. That's the part they can't handle. They hide behind objective morality because it lets them say, I'm not endorsing this violence, God is. I don't want you killed for apostasy, God does. It's an escape hatch. It lets them avoid responsibility for what they believe. Here's the funniest part. When someone says, without God, you have no reason not to murder, they're telling you more about themselves than they are about you. Because they're basically saying, if you took my holy book away and I didn't believe in hell, I'm not sure I'd know why murder is bad. Think about that. If your only reason not to stab your neighbor is God will punish me, that's not morality. That's fear management. For a self-sufficient person, the logic is simple. I don't want to live in a world where people hurt each other. I don't want to cause another human being intense suffering. I don't want to be the source of someone else's nightmare. I don't need a commandment tablet for that. I just need to be awake, rational, and minimally empathetic. From my perspective, ladies and gentlemen, morality is not about pleasing a deity. It's about minimizing harm and maximizing human dignity. A self-sufficient person says, no one is coming to save us from ourselves. So we'd better get serious about how we treat each other. You don't get to torture people in this life and then say, oh, but my intentions were holy. If your religion tells you killing someone for leaving the faith is righteous, or that some lives matter less because of belief or tribe, then I'm going to call that immoral. Not because I think there's some cosmic law floating in space, but because I care about what happens to real human beings down here. I don't need a halo to stand against cruelty. I just need a spine. So no, I don't believe in objective morality coming down from the sky. I believe in this, that we are here. We are fragile. We are capable of doing unspeakable harm to each other. And we, not God, not angels, not prophets, but we are responsible for deciding what kind of world we will create. Religious people like to say, without God, everything is permitted. No, without God, everything is revealed. Our cruelty is ours. Our compassion is ours. Our choices are ours. And we don't get to hide behind God's will when we hurt people. So the next time someone tells you you're an atheist, you can't talk about morality, remember this. You don't need a holy book to know that suffering is real. You don't need a prophet to tell you that torture is wrong. You don't need a threat of hell to choose not to be a monster. What you need is honesty, courage, and the willingness to see the world as it is. Because as I always say, no one is coming to save you. Not God, not religion. If there is going to be any mercy in this world, it will come from us, or it won't come at all. Until next time.